All right, guys. How y'all doing, San Antonio, Texas, and everybody else out there? Glad to see that you guys have showed up to their podcast. Those of you that are here are seeing this live. You're seeing something that is just came out one of our minds and creativity. We just want to share the love of disc golf and show you guys. We talk about things that are relevant in the community, relevant in the national scene and the world scene, and then just things that are going on and things that are important. I'm your host. My name is Robert Garza, but I go by Southpaw Rob. PDGA number 118385.
I'm Chris Rodriguez, also known as C-Rod, PDGA 160147. If you want to look us up, just kind of see, who we are, learn a little bit about where we play, things of that sort. Located, again, like I said, down in San Antonio, Texas. I go a lot to the Austin scene a lot as well, too. So we're going to really try and, kind of loop both in together, see, we can get some different guests from both places and, kind of see and how we go and run with that.
Oh, yeah. So without further ado, welcome to the Disc and That podcast show. Well, we're going to be trying to run this once a week, usually Fridays at 7 live. We'll have guests. We are local and out of San Antonio, Texas, like we just finished saying. But some of the first things that we'd like to talk about are just, thank you so much for the support, San Antonio. Also, thank you so much for the support around Texas. Hopefully other people will be tuning in. like I said, we are on YouTube right now, but share the link. We'll start posting it on our Facebook page and things like that. We are just getting started, so bear with us. We're still learning and things like that, but we're excited to get at you guys and share what we know and hear different opinions. And like one thing I want to make clear is that we're here to share with everybody. We're here to not here to badmouth anybody, not here to definitely from a positive space. We want to hear all types of opinions, so we will have anybody and everybody on our show that wants to come on. We'd love to hear from you because different perspectives bring a lot of different things, right?
For sure.
And there's a lot of variety of people that you meet in this game, and we'll kind of get into that here in a minute. One of the first things that we'd like to talk about, C-Rod, are some of the things that are going on here in San Antonio. Like, you want to talk a little bit about what's going on here in San Antonio as far as the tournament scene?
Yeah, I mean, obviously just got done with Loso, right? Big, huge shout out to Lucky Ace holding that A-tier tournament. Came together great. Loved the course layouts. Loved it was just a nice, fun field weekend, right? So, kudos to that. Love to see more A-tiers come this way here soon. Other than that, I know we got the Sizzler coming up. I know Rob's excited for that one out there. I see a few names going out there from the area, so I know that's the next bigger tournament that's going to be coming up for a lot of people. If you're playing, let us know. We'll be on the lookout for you out there. Give us a shout out, anything like that. And please do, to kind of piggyback on Rob earlier, leave some comments. Let us know what are, good topics we can go over. Stuff that y'all want to be hearing, stuff that y'all want to hear us bring up. And, we'll definitely see what we can do. I mean, we don't want to become too controversial, but again, I guess certain topics are a little bit more sensitive. So we want to make sure that, again, like Rob said, we get everyone's opinions. But again, back to the scene, right? We have the Lucky Ace Flex coming up here tomorrow as well. So make sure to, get out there, support those guys. Get a nice little rated round in on a Saturday, morning, afternoon.
Yeah. There's so many good events going on, C-Rod. There are, Kraken Change just had one in Gonzales, which was great. I've never played that course.
Yeah.
That course was very interesting. It was like, there is nothing that I could have done to prepare for that, I think. Even if I had played it, I think, in advance, which I played it blind. I didn't play very well, but, you played well.
The holes are deceiving out there. It looks like it's right there, but the elevation is just... it's a little different, so it looks like it's 150 feet and playing 300. So yeah, pretty interesting.
Yeah, so you have Kraken Chains, you have Proline, which does a great job. They usually have BMO and they have some other events. You also have ACDC. Shout out to Amy. She did a great job out there, and
great job.
And she's doing a great job also with the ladies and the San Antonio Women's League, or what is it?
Yeah, the Women's League, and I know.
So shout out to them. We'd love to have you guys on as well. Kind of talk about what you guys are doing, what's coming up. I know we have a lot of events on a weekly basis here in San Antonio. So if you're ever in San Antonio and you're listening from somewhere else, we're kind of speaking from that perspective. But we will, venture out. We'll have a few guests on that can speak to. I played a few A tiers outside of Texas. In Iowa. Beautiful courses in Iowa. Shout out to Pickard Park, man. That place. I don't know if you've ever seen the Des Moines Challenge. It's on Jomis Pro, and it's usually the Des Moines Challenge. It just happened a few months ago and stuff like that. But then we also have Texas State's usually in Tyler. I've played that one as well. That one's pretty fun. So that's coming up. We'll talk about all the events that are coming up, but we'll also talk about the competitive scene, the local legend. Shout out to Alan Jensen. We like to have that guy on. That guy's got a pretty cool story. And, that's what we're about, telling people's story, and I know we're going to talk a little bit about ourselves right now. This is just going to be an introduction. We want you all to know who we are, what we're about, what we're trying to do. If you have a community project, things like that, we'd like to be involved. I know his son plays disc golf with the juniors.
And Texas Junior Disc Golf and Thomas Perks. Shout out to Texas Junior Disc Golf as well. They're doing great things out there. Be on the lookout for them if you got little kiddos. It's great getting out there. They hold events at Armadillo every month. They're doing a doubles coming up as well this Saturday. It's not too late to get signed up. So if you have time to get out there with your kiddo, just do it. It's fun. I've played tons of them, and all levels are out there. It's really just out there for the kiddos to have fun. So get out there. If you have nothing else going on, but shout out to them for coming on the scene. They're starting to sponsor a lot of kiddos, and some of those kiddos, man, I saw some of them play there at the amateurs in the MJ12 and under in Kansas, and Timothy Webster, shout out to him. He plays pretty high. And just be on the lookout for some of those Texas Junior disc golf kids. They're going to be pretty impressive. Xavier Perks, another one kid, very impressive on his forehand. So yeah, be on the lookout for all these kids. My sons, Arian, Lorenzo Rodriguez. So yeah, if you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out to me, and I can get you in contact with the right people. If you want to get your little kid up and going, and getting introduced into the disc golf scene.
Yeah. Oh, most definitely. The scene's out there. The sport is growing. And that's why another reason we want to share the love is we want to share the love that we have for it, what it's done for us, but also what our guests. Next week we'll have our first guest. We're gonna have anybody and everybody on. Like we said, we're not gonna say no to anybody. We'd love to hear differing opinion, especially if you disagree with anything that we say. Never out of disrespect. Just I have ADHD, so I will probably go off the deep end at times. But needless to say, glad you guys are joining us. House of the Flying Disc, thank you so much for everything you've done, and shout out to some of the things that we've been doing together. And I've known Luke Bagnardi for a long time. Great guy. He runs great events too. Cool guy. If you ever see him, House of the Flying Disc. Great stuff. I know he has an online page and Facebook and stuff like that. As all the clubs, we support all the clubs, and we're here to represent, ultimately the umbrella of ACDC.
Right.
And be a part of the community. And, I'd say it's a great community, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I love the community. It's definitely one of a kind, right? Everyone is like family. Everyone comes together when things are needed, right? If there's help needed somewhere, they put together work days. If there's donations needed, sponsors needed, right? Everyone finds a way to get it done. So that's always good to see in the community, right? I love to be part of that, and I think that's why we're kind of doing this, right? We want to, spread Disc Kings, grow us. We want to just start to figure out how do we become more of that, part of that more, right? And how do we and if there's a way that we can help bring it together even more, we would love that. And again, I know I mentioned Austin earlier. I've spoken with some, people up there as well. They're pretty big on the disc golf scene out there. We want to bring something together that can connect the two and start to compete. We always have these battles going back and forth. Well, San Antonio
it'd be cool
has the best.
See, it would be like a team battle, like a club battle or something. Like a tournament, like where you come in and like Total Warriors movie back in the day, the movie Warriors.
Yeah.
They get, everybody can kind of do their thing, wear their gear, and that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think I actually saw a Pro Line. They were part of that like 10-person team or so.
That's right.
Right. And I thought that was amazing, and maybe we could bring something like that here to San Antonio.
That'd be pretty
Austin.
cool.
Yeah.
So if anybody's down to do that, reach at us. All the clubs here in town are great. They run great events. You cannot not have a mini all over town. But before I get to that, I just want to say that we're having a hard time with our camera. Like I said, we're just first time podcasters, and I was kind of scared going live, not gonna lie, because I say a lot of dumb stuff sometimes. But needless to say, our camera's down right now, but we'll be going over the logo and things like that for now until we can figure out our camera malfunctions. Oh, my son's not probably playing, Fortnite upstairs or something, draining all their energy. But needless to say,
we'll get it up and going.
We'll get it up and going. But for now, just bear with us, and we'll continue to go on.
Yeah.
Aces High, you have Let It Fly, you have, Tri-County.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds. You have a great scene. And I'll tell you what, when I first got into disc golf, I got into disc golf in 2016. I was relative introduced me to the game, and it was I had never really experienced anything like that. it was the first time I'd ever played it. Just seeing the disc fly was something else. I was intrigued. I was instantly hooked. First, I didn't know what any of the disc did, and I was like trying to throw forehand with understable disc. Well, I'm learning how to do that too. But needless to say, I learned a lot, and I love to be learn about the sport and the history and stuff like that. So we'll have those types of people on as well, and people who bring a lot to the table. Which when I first got into this game, like I meet anybody from like lawyers to doctors to people who are professional, people who are blue collar, white collar, people who are just
from everywhere,
from all walks of life, and everybody else has different opinions to bring and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, it's about bringing people together.
right?
And some of the things that are going on to talk about here, something that's going on. We'll talk about the national scene and things that are going on in the European Open and stuff like that. But I like to give a shout out to the Rio Grande Valley. They're fighting a good fight over there, and we'll talk right now. I want to get C-Rod's thoughts maybe on new courses and building them up around here, because I know there's a few of them going down and hopefully trying to get done with the city here in San Antonio. And I know that's still just a buzz, and I know a lot of people have worked. I know Scott Hooglin is definitely he helped up with the Nani, and I'm sure there was other people involved, and the community came together for that. And hopefully there'll be more courses here in San Antonio, because it's definitely it's growing here since I first started. I know that. A lot of people have been around and things. So, but RGV. But getting back, I digress. I told you. Needless to say, they're losing their course, or they're fighting right now with the city because they're in a tough spot. I believe it's a company, right? A company from Austin,
Right.
that's coming in and bringing these jobs, but they want land. It's land that's in a. I want to say some sort of safe zone, or as far as
Demanding area.
It's a demanding area, something about a flood zone, and it's like they want to take over the course. They don't want nothing there. I threw out the idea. I was like, hey, we definitely want to talk about that. I know a few details. C-Rod, you remember the I believe where they're at right now is, I believe they're holding off right now because there was like some sort of protest and
Right, but they're actually it looks like they're gonna be making a decision coming up here in the next week or two. Like you mentioned, it was a software company coming in, covering the 37 acres that the course is currently on. So, I mean, you can't really take that away from a community. So really, any help you can give, any love you can give out there, definitely do it. A lot of these people don't understand what that course does for the community, and how many people it brings together.
And it's in McAllen, right? It's in McAllen, Texas.
Right, in
It's
McAllen,
Green Jay
Texas.
Park. And new courses are important. And I think they offer a lot of things. I know I didn't have. Growing up, as far as free. I was in a ball golf for a long time, and that got expensive. And it's just it's a different kind of thing. This is disc golf is one of those things where you can definitely lose yourself in the fairway and meet a lot of good people.
Yeah.
And I wish there was more courses, and I think like Pecan Valley, like I think they're trying to rezone that or something.
Right, even over there off of Military, where the Republic golf course used to be.
Oh yeah,
I definitely heard about that.
oh
possibly
yeah, I know. I
being
saw that.
paid.
There are people on the ACDC page, and they
Right,
were
right.
talking about trying to rezone that or trying to speak to the city council and stuff like that. I know there's
Right.
a lot of people doing a lot of good things in the community. Like I said, all the clubs bring a lot of things here, and the more we learn about our community, the more we learn the assets that we have, we can kind of throw our support at one another. And I think I see that a lot in our community. Do you not?
Yeah, no, yeah,
I
and
see a
disc
lot
golf
of
is
Gatorade going on.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think everyone's pretty supportive of each other, and the good thing about disc golf, right, is anyone can do it, right? I think if you just get out there one time, it's funny because disc golf is like the most beautiful, frustrating sport ever. I feel.
I know.
And it's just one of those things that, again, anyone I feel can grow a passion for it, no matter if you played sports before, if you were, in a band, if you were, into like computer IT, anything like that. I mean, it's for you, it's for everyone. So, and the fact that, again, going back to just the support that you have here, the community, right? I mean, I think anyone feels welcomed coming in.
I've seen a few influx of people coming into the new minis and and they're like,
good to
man,
see.
they're good. Like and it's so funny. Like they go into like advanced or whatever, and and they're like -9. It's like, damn, dog, I
Yeah.
was like, you're in the wrong division, dog. I mean, but no, I mean, I see a lot of new faces from out of state, out of town. They're coming in. I always like the way people use social media, and reach out to us so that we can communicate. You want to collaborate on anything? Disc Kings, which is our organization. Me and my brother came up with it. It's funny how the Disc Kings came together. That's our brand and our logo. Disc Kings Disc Golf. But this is our podcast, and this would be something that we talk about, we share. We have a few sponsored players. We have a club. We got about 45 members, maybe 50.
Yeah, it's getting up there
or so, and we definitely are willing to collaborate and bring our brand out there in a positive way, and to just make sure that we help people who want to grow the sport. And right now they're in Europe. The pros right now, I don't know. For those of you that do follow, the DGPT, they're. I've been to a few events, and I watch it online. I watch it on the Disc Golf Network, and those crowds over there in Finland right now, they are huge.
They are bigger than what they were here.
Man, I don't even know if I'd be able to throw. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know what would happen. Like I feel like maybe I don't know.
It's almost like watching the open ball golf. Like, have you ever seen those crowds of people and they just got to squeeze it down the fairways and keep it in the fairways and whatnot, hoping not to hit someone right off the tee. Like,
they love them disc golf over there.
Yeah,
and,
that's what it looks like.
And definitely, spoiler alert. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what's going on right now, where they're at currently. So if you don't want to hear, just tune out for like 30 seconds and then come back. Or no, do what you want to do. Either way, what do you think of what's going on right now over there? Like, with all the pros over there, and some, Gannon Burr's not there. You don't have who's the other person's not there? The other major person. There's another big name that's not there. Obviously Mason Ford. Shout out to Mason Ford and Mint Disc.
Yeah.
Valerie and the Manahano sisters are not over there.
Yeah. And there's a lot of good people. That's the thing, is that I feel, the U.S. has such a strong team because of how many strong people we have now. Back in the day, not when I say back in the day, I mean just here a few years ago, actually. I mean, there was your clear dominant players in the field, and now, I mean, there's women coming out and throwing, 400 plus easy, 500 plus on the long drives contest.
I don't know, man. And in Europe, it only seems like Tatar is really the only one throwing 400. Because,
I mean, she's just a different beast of her own, man.
To be honest, her mental game is just like, and her putt is good.
It's strong,
and she's a classy lady. But the FPO, the MPO right now. Paul Macbeth was over there for a minute.
Yeah.
He's in the Europe tour. I don't know if y'all know.
Had a couple wins so far.
Yeah, a lot of people were kind of counting him out just because, he's like 21st or something like that in the first one, and then he came back and he won like 2 out of 5 or 3 out of 5.
If anyone's gonna do it, it's Mr. Paul.
Yeah, but he was there and he just fell off today, round 2, and Anthony Barella's up there on the top right now.
Yeah. Shout out to Barella. I've definitely been a fan of his. I mean, kid could throw a mile, so. I mean, who can be a fan of him, right? I mean, but yeah, just coming out and doing it, and you could tell the drive he has, the push, just being up there. It's good to see him up there, finally seeing it pay off. Of course, you can't leave out, some of the other guys. I mean, I'm sure Eagle, Calvin, all those guys are chasing him. So, yeah, I mean, we don't want to spoil any, too much things, but they've been doing some great stuff out there, man. They killed it. If you didn't see the match play, stroke play between the teams, U.S. pulled it out, but it was a close finish. I know. It was closer than they thought it was going to be and what they wanted it to be.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, it's just the crowds, the whole scene, the course, the Beast. They call it the Beast, right? Or something like that.
Yeah. The Beast.
The Nokia, it's sponsored by Ford. They got big sponsors over there. Like, that's what we're hoping. I think that's what disc golf needs is like, is it LL Bean? They sponsored the World Championships. I think it's over, $180,000 or over $200,000. $285, I think it was.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm mistaken, but either way, that's a big purse. That's a big purse.
It's growing.
People really can't do it for a living. There's very few people in this world, the Masons of the world, the Isaac Robinsons, and, people who can do this for a living. And, the cool thing I see it all the time at the park, and I love it because I'm the same way. like you envision yourself being that disc golfer that like can make it. Like I can make it on tour, but
I
you
think
know
we
these
all
guys,
do.
what they
Yeah.
do, man. Shout out to them because you know it's just consistency, man. These guys are just that's what they live, breathe, and do. You know we do too, but you know that's what they do
They
for
do
a
it
living.
on a
And
different level. That's
they're on a different level, and it's like 1,000 rated level. You know,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it takes
and,
and that's the thing, right? Going back to that, I think anyone could do it. That's what's beautiful about disc golf is, you know, again, you don't got to be a certain size. You don't got to be.
yeah, look at Emerson Key, man.
Hey, there's a lot of people out there.
Or
Yeah,
Nico.
yeah, they all do it, man, and they do it at a high level. So again, you know, if you don't play disc golf now and you just kind of tuning in, I mean, give it a try. Like Rob said earlier, we have 45, 50 members. We want to grow, right? We're about youth. We want to bring some women on board. We want to get, you know, everyone else signed up that we can. The point is just to, you know, we have every level of player as well too in our group, right? From novice.
I love
all the
playing
way
with them at
to-
night, taking their money.
Yeah,
pretty fun.
Rob's a savage sometimes. Too. But anyways, you know, we all play together. We all help each other. We teach each other, and that's what we wanted to do. I mean, we never want to turn no one away. You know, that's what every group I feel is doing right now. And again, we just want to be another option for people to have. I know everyone's located on different sides of town. Everyone has different times, days that they can play. So I mean, definitely reach out to us if you don't have a group that you play with right now. Find out when we play, and we'll get you in, and we'll go. You know,
We play every time of the week. I know my wife's tired of it. Probably. I love
Mine
her.
as
I
well.
love you, honey.
Yes, we
but-
love our families. They
definitely support us
They
in this
support
craziness
us.
that is disc golf, right?
Yes, for
You
sure.
know, I can't say enough about how much I love disc golf, right?
Yeah.
You know, it changed my life. I really do think it changed my life, you know, and, you know, maybe as I peel back the onion, you guys will start to kind of, you know, you'll understand my reasonings, and I'll kind of slowly kind of talk about that. But, you know, I really just want to create a space where we can all talk and we can talk about this or that. And, you know, I made a mistake earlier, you know, and I was going back and forth between disc or that or disc and that. And, you know, and it's disc and that. But, you know, either way, you have our emails and stuff like that. Our emails will be on our Facebook page. We'll start putting events up there. Disc Kings will start announcing their event coming up, hopefully in October. And we'll be talking to other clubs and stuff like that. And we want to make sure that we can definitely reach out to anybody who's willing to, you know, collaborate and definitely start working.
For sure, yeah, and again, you know, we'll kind of remind you. I know even us sometimes we'll let a tournament slip. I mean, even Rob will text me, write me, and be like, "Man, I didn't even see that tournament. I missed it. Why didn't you let me know?" So I mean, if we're just another source to kind of you know, be there for you, you know, definitely use us. Again, you know, like I know I left out one up in Austin, but they have the throwing down the gauntlet at Circle C. If you
I
never
love
played
Circle
Circle C,
It's a fun course.
yeah, it's a good fun course to play. That's in the city. That isn't the Ranch or Moody's. So, yeah, definitely get out there and, you know, kind of see what's going on. I think they might be full, but in case you're interested, have nothing to do. I know there's always last people dropping out. Again, we got the family doubles at the Dillo coming up as well too. Again, you partner up with your kid. You go out
That
there.
sounds like fun.
Right,
You know,
right, dude.
That really does.
Blast. I just saw they posted their trophies. The kid, you know, I'm gonna tell you, whatever kid wins that trophy is gonna be super stoked.
Ecstatic.
Lucky Ace Flex coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, they're starting to throw a lot of flexes. I like that. Just, you know, get a rated round out there, and, you know, for those of you that don't know, that are maybe newbies to disc golf, you know, rated round is basically, you know, the PDGA. You know, they run sanctioned events, and through those sanctioned events, you get a rating based on how hard the course was playing that day, or whether they factor in the wind, they factor in how everybody's rating is, depending on that day. So but if you're above 900, you're a pretty solid player.
Yeah.
Even people that I've seen at 850 or 820,
Yeah,
they can
ratings
creep up.
sometime. Yeah,
I don't. We'll get into a whole
Right,
thing about
yeah.
ratings, but either way, you know, that when we reference that, you know, and I'll try my best to explain things. You know, I'm speaking to hopefully a disc golf crowd and anybody else who's interested in just learning about it. And, you know, in the comment boxes, you know, just say, hey, ask us some questions, and sometimes we'll take questions from the the chat box and things like that, and or even emails. Go ahead and email us if you love a topic or you love us to bring somebody in and reach out to them, and or you'd like to connect us with them. That'd be great. I know there's a lot of people doing a lot of great things, and I'm so excited, C-Rod. And the reason I am is because it's going in a great direction.
It is. It is. Yeah, I mean, the disc golf world is growing. I think the most interesting set, and I'm kind of one of the COVID players as well too, right? I just picked this up end of 2020. Had some injury in between, but never lost the love. And it kind of basically it kept me going, right? Knowing that I could come back and play disc golf. So that's a whole nother story as well too, right? I mean, just the fact that I busted my whole knee up and still able to get out here, do something physical, get some good, get the heart racing, and have some fun with a lot of friends. I mean, my family as well. That's always good. But going back to it.
Yeah, there's several other events coming up. Like I know for
that's it's
Texas State's not Texas State's. It's actually Piney Woods Open. It's at where Texas State's used to be in Tyler, Texas. You have the my buddy Goose.
Oh yeah,
Goose Productions.
Shout out to
shout out to him, man. He's been doing a lot of events in Austin. Shout out to Legit out there in Waco. And all those other companies that are out there, we love to have you. We'll share it all over social media and stuff like that. And that way you guys just help us spread the word. And that way we can have this ongoing dialogue of learning about one another's. Everybody's got something to offer, right? I mean,
right.
And I think their stories are, fascinating, and sometimes, like I love to have Mason or, Alexis and Valerie and
locals
like
Connor.
next week I believe we are gonna have Proline in the house.
Nice.
We are gonna change it up next week to Thursday because I have to leave for the Sizzler on Friday, so that one will come out Thursday and we'll start promoting that one. But we're gonna have Proline guys in here, and I believe they're the owners or the starters of that club / brand. They do great things. They have great minis and things like that and tournaments. Shout out to Kevin and Mark. Thank you guys for what y'all do for the community as well. And we have bag tags from everywhere, right? From all the different clubs and stuff like that. But the ace pots get pretty big out here too.
Right.
Like I know
thousands.
I think I was on the phone earlier with Jared from Kraken Chains, and they said that their ace pot was going to be $1,200.
Wow, that's. I mean, they're getting up there, and what's crazy is I've been seeing a lot of people. We went out to Hillside the other day. I mean, ace pot $1,000 if you remember, and I was seeing people I've never seen before. A couple said they came from Austin. Some they said they came from
Vultures.
They came from the outer city areas, and I mean. But that's great, right? Ace spots like this are going to grow the community. They're going to grow their clubs, ACDC, Proline, and back to Proline, of course, doing big things. It's actually kind of cool because when I got into the scene, Proline, I guess, is kind of one of the first events of that I started going to and whatnot. So again, shout out to them. They kind of helped introduce me. They were very welcoming whenever I showed up to the first mini, and they kind of helped me get through it. So
ain't that something? His brother just started playing disc golf, and he had the nervous jitters, when he went to his first mini, and
I
forget
what like a tournament.
I forget what that's like, but it's still nerve wracking. You get over that putt, and you're like, I gotta make this, I'm gonna miss it, and then you miss it.
Especially when you're playing with a good group of guys, and they're all sinking putts, and they're going straight down the fairway, parked, everything like that. It's tough for a newbie, but again, the crowd that you're with usually kind of helps you along. That they
and I think
motivate
that's the
you.
other thing that disc golf has to offer is that competitiveness. If that competitiveness is in you, like you could tell, and you could see when people run they're competitive and they like that sportsmanship and they like the challenge of trying to beat the next person, right? And courses like McLean, man, they kick my butt all the time. McLean, and I either do really well there or do really horrible, and either way, a lot of trees get hit. And then we could say it sounds like it goes like.
I was there this morning. I was there this morning.
Like. Yeah, I know, right? At Luke's Mini this morning.
Got me quite a